it's time to go beyond Plus Ultra for the season finale of Boku no Hero Academia Season 6.
And oh man, it's not as big as like a spectacle as I would think. This is definitely a wind down.
Yeah, because they are leading into the big battle, which is teased, but I don't think with the way this ended, and from the little bit I do know about when the final act saga begins, or whatever its the official name is going to be, I did see that we're going to have maybe 6 to 8 episodes of mini arcs, and then it will kick in to the final act saga then.
Look, man, we gotta gather all the heroes from all around the world.
Yes. Including Star?
I think it's Stars and Stripes, but Star for short.
No, I think it's Star and Stripe. Single. Okay, so I was wrong there because I was guessing since All Might is Japanese and American themed, I thought she would be Japanese themed.
Nope, it looks like just female All Might,
Oh,
which makes me wonder what her quirk is.
mmm.
So here's the thing: I want some points.
For what?
So I'm not gonna ask for full points because I wasn't 100% right, but I would like partial points.
Okay.
Because remember back when we first saw Stain watching out on Deku and All Might and shit before Deku ran away
Okay.
and said he was totally fine.
Yeah.
Believe one of the things I said was like, "Oh, wouldn't it be cool if like Stain got in there and helped Deku come back and like come to his senses and shit?" He kind of did that, but for All Might instead.
Yeah, because he corners All Might. Well, not really corners, but he has a blade to All Might saying, hey, you're not the real All Might, you're just a faker.
You're a phony, a big bad phony.
Hey, look, everybody, this guy's a phony.
Yeah, what a phony. Get out of here, you phony.
That was Family Guy, right?
Yep.
Okay.
But
And
yes. So what Stain does is what I said. It's just on a different target.
and even though All Might transforms into muscle form for like 2 seconds, he's like, no, you're not the real All Might, you're just a faker.
So the reason he says that is essentially because All Might has lost kind of the main reason people looked up to him. It wasn't the power, it was the attitude.
Mm-hmm.
It was the display of a good person doing good deeds.
And All Might really hasn't been a just person in this past 2 seasons.
Since he lost his power, he has not been in the spotlight. He has retired, and therefore he has left the people without their hero. And arguably, had his initial plan been correct, like been worked out, and Deku had been able to pick up right where All Might left off, it might have been fine. But the fact that that didn't happen, left that gap and room for all this shit to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that All Might didn't stay, connected to the public either didn't help.
Um, I'm not too sure if I will get, because I have to get what I said, but I am thinking you were saying that Deku would have all his quirks by the end of this season.
I don't know if I said all of them, but I did argue I didn't think it would be the three you said.
Okay.
I might
Will
have been leaning more toward all, but I could be wrong.
okay, I am just going to put this out here that he will gain his final quirk, whatever it is, sometime in the midst of the final battle. whether or not it is at the tail end of it, and that will turn the tide. But I do not think within the first episode or two he will break it out.
Oh no, I highly doubt that. I highly doubt within the first episode or two of the next season that's going to
No,
happen.
within the first of the final arc saga.
Oh, gotcha.
So whether it will be episode like 9, 8, 10, somewhere in there, I'm going to say maybe like episode 14, 15, he'll be like, hey, time for me to do my final power.
See, I kind of disagree a little bit, right? I'm hesitant to make statements for something that far in the future,
Yes.
but I just don't see the final quirk unlocking being like the key to everything and winning, right? I feel like that's too Deus Ex Machina in that regard. Of like, it's been here the whole time and he just wasn't allowed to have it. God, wouldn't it have been so easy for everything else if he'd have just had this thing of the whole time? You know?
Well, I'm still saying there will be like 11 episodes left. I'm me saying that the next season will have more than 25, depending on when Horikoshi decides to end this.
See, and I'm feeling more like the more likely situation for the ending is going to be some kind of combination of all of the others working together, right?
So you
As
say,
well as like a combination of whatever the new power and all the other powers are.
so you're saying at the start of the final act saga, or whatever it's called, or before that, he will unlock the seconds quirk.
Is that what it is? Is that what it's called?
No, the seconds, like the second users quirk.
Oh, the second user. Gotcha. I'm not putting a timeline on it. I just don't think it'll be like right before the final battle or anything like that. I think that'd be way too soon and too much of a just, man, this is just the thing he should have had the whole time. Because
Okay,
fuck everything else.
because the only thing I do know besides the final act saga tentative name is that it will start about episode 8 of next season.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying before that arc begins?
I'm saying before. I'm going to say it's happening before whatever the final battle is.
Okay.
Whether or not that's the end of, season 7 or,
Okay.
if there's some kind of season 8.
Like I say, all depends on if Horikoshi ends it about September to November, because that will be the perfect amount of episodes for a slightly longer season 7.
Mm-hmm. What I ideally would like to see is like all of Class A and maybe some of the pro heroes helping out to deal with the situation, whatever the situation becomes in this, right? And using Deku as some kind of analog to do so.
Okay. So we need to give Deku a bath.
Man, they treat him like a dog, just tossing him in the water, soaking him through. Well, do we start? Because we're talking about Stain happens for the first bit. That's right.
I thought we. Oh wait, no. One last thing about Stain. He says to All Might that if you're a true hero, you will end me, Stain, the man who has killed 40 heroes.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, we got to see some lady wiping the All Might statue. Turns out it was the last person he saved, the one who called out to him during his fight with All for One.
Oh yeah.
And apparently she's been cleaning the statue every day after seeing it being defaced each time.
And she had some kind of ball quirk that allows...
Yeah, some kind of like weird ball mushroom bubble quirk. I don't know. It's weird.
It might be Mochi for all we know.
Yeah, well, it pops though, which is the weird part, which makes me think bubbles of some kind.
Okay.
Aren't bubbles just the best weapons though?
Yes. I really need to read part 8 after I finish part 7.
Yeah,
which I
I just
really
started.
didn't start with yet.
I just started picking it back up. I'm like only on chapter 6 or something. I'm like, hey, I should start reading this again.
Mm.
Whoa,
So Deku says like, "Hey, I'm sorry. I treated everybody like crap. I
whoa,
should."
whoa, 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 whoa! Hold on. I think we
Okay,
need to point out here,
okay, okay.
like, one of the things Stain mentions is like, look at all of like the embers that you've left behind, or at least that All Might has left behind, and that we can't let the fire go out, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Right? It kind of re-inspires. Essentially, what this whole dialogue does is re-inspire All Might to put himself back out there, even if he doesn't have his quirk anymore.
Dane gives him some information.
A little bit more than just information, in fact. Apparently, there's some data that got saved in Tartarus that he had.
And we'll be talking about that in a few minutes.
We will. I just want to mention one little thing because I find it weird. I know technology is a bit different here than in the real world timeline that we're in, but like the memory devices that he gives him, or like the memory cards or whatever, are like little pieces of glass panes.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest part to me, is that they're panes of glass.
And I know it's
Anyway,
supposed to
yeah.
be like near future and all, but yeah, that was kind of interesting.
Yeah. The only other thing I can think of is like if it's cut quartz, because supposedly quartz has some kind of weird memory properties.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. I'm not 100% sure on all the details, but there's a reason why it's used in clocks and shit. Anyway, Deku's bath time. And to be fair, I almost picked the naked boy shot for the title card just for the shits and giggles.
I almost picked the Deku's head poking out of the water, looking so dumbfounded.
Nah, we gotta go with the one where they throw him head first into the water and they're all naked, ready to jump in with him. That's the one we had to do.
I found it
Gotta get the
weird.
girl fans interested, or any other people that would be interested in the men.
And I found it interesting that Bakugo is fighting to call Izuku by his name.
Yeah, because he's called him Deku literally his entire life,
And now that he respects him, he's like,
or at
hey,
least is acknowledging it.
yeah. Wait. Hold on. Who is a bigger tsundere, Vegeta or Bakugo?
See, it's hard to say since My Hero isn't done yet, and we have Vegeta's full arc in Z at least.
Okay.
Which is kind of stupid because at the same time, right? He kind of reverts when Super happens, which always kind of pissed me off.
Well, they needed to potentially set up Ultra Ego?
I don't think that's, well, to be fair, I haven't read that part, but because I kind of stopped after the anime. But I don't feel like that's necessary.
I don't know. But
Anyway,
at least he respects, to some point, Bulma.
hey, look, man. All right, Bulma's gonna fuck him up. You don't mess with his Bulma, because she'll mess with him if they do.
So Deku starts apologizing to everybody for treating them like crap, but he especially feels bad because he treated All Might so terribly.
Mm-hmm.
The All Might that's standing right outside.
That looks like a dog who just desperately wants to be let back in. I'm outside and it's wet and raining. Let me in.
And All Might apologizes that he couldn't help Deku.
So here's the part I love, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have the moment where Deku and is talking and mentioning why he hasn't fallen asleep yet. And I feel like the entire time Todoroki's just staring at All Might out the window like, what the fuck is he doing out there? Like, not even paying attention to what Deku's saying. He's just staring at All Might out there.
Oh,
like,
wait.
what the fuck, man?
Wait, you're talking about All Might? He's outside.
He's right there. I don't know why he's there or why he didn't come in, but he's just right there the whole time.
Wait! All Might! He's standing right behind you!
I mean, like, quite literally. As soon as he turns his head, his attention is solely focused on that window, not on anything else.
I missed that.
I had to go back and check because I'm like, I don't think he moved his eyes at all. I think he's been staring at All Might that entire time.
I will have to go back and watch
Turns
that
out he
thing.
was. His head does not move. It is locked on that window. And then
Huh.
he just points.
I'm seriously going to have to go back and watch that.
There's a cutaway to like the flashback when Deku leaves him, but his face has not changed between then and when he first sits down with Deku.
Hey, Todoroki, what are you staring at? No, nothing.
Nothing, don't worry about it. Hey, can somebody pull down the curtain?
No!
No! Hops to the other window, and that one too, please.
Young Midoriya, let me in! It's cold out here!
He starts whining like a dog. Anyway, Mina's very upset that he's also not told any of them anything, and he should be apologizing to them for not saying anything about it.
Because they could have helped him along.
Mm-hmm.
And All Might says, hey, the final battle is coming.
Yep. We got some information. Won't tell you how I got it, but hey.
And then Jiro gives some passionate speech.
Yes, the best character gives the best speech about rallying everyone to their cause. Look, she does things unlike some invisible girl that nobody remembers.
Wait, hold on. You were talking about Jiro and my mind just started wandering. Wait, what did you just say?
The thing that you're clearly not remembering either.
Oh, you mean Best Girl.
Yes, Jiro. There, now your brain's back on the right spot.
Toru with Best Girl.
Who?
And that's our little routine of, Best Girl.
I'm sorry,
Fight
she's just so
theater.
invisible I forget she exists.
And we find out that All For One, once for all, before the healing is complete.
Which is apparently sooner than expected.
Yeah, because everybody thought there were 2 months left, but the doctor was saying, oh no, there's only 1 month left.
No, actually.
I thought
so.
Within the group of people they were talking to, like the villains were saying there's 1 month left.
So they had the doctor who they had under interrogation saying 2 months. They had like the science department or whatever that they had working with them also said 2 months, and they're like, yeah, that adds up. They both are agreeing, right? Separate things both tend to agree, and it lines up with all the things that the assassins that were sent after Deku said. What changes that was what they found out in the way that the two the two All For Ones were communicating.
Ah, okay. Via radio waves.
The way they were communicating, it's 38 days, not 2 months.
Ah, okay. I got that backwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're like, look, this is from the mouth of the person that we need to take out in general, or, technically their mind. But point is, it's from the horse's mouth. I think we can trust that more than we can trust our data right now. Hey, look, and if they're wrong, they've still got another, 3 weeks?
Mm-hmm. Like some kind of psychic twin thing they were communicating.
Kind of, yes. That was the analogy.
By the way,
yeah, apparently that data was the thing that Stain managed to pass along from a dying guard.
Oh, that he was saying, oh, don't worry, I will give this to somebody just.
Hey, look, he's an anti-hero.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess an anti-villain, whatever one we decided on last time.
Yeah.
But I do like that we get to see like Stain's point of view during that escape. That's a really interesting way to see it.
How he didn't want to riot because he is an anti-hero, not a villain, even though he was locked up in Tartarus for killing all the heroes he didn't believe were righteous heroes.
Were real heroes, yeah. Which, let's be fair, if the ones he left alive were still alive, I would argue a good number of them probably would have left immediately upon everything falling down around them.
Hmm. Oh, and by the way, my subtitles did not say psychic twin thing. That's just my words.
That's fair. Mine didn't either, but I don't remember
Hmm.
what the words were exactly.
Yeah, they did mention twins.
Yeah, but yeah, Shane is totally an anti-hero.
Hmm.
He wants good things, but he'll like kill those that are, clearly not gonna work with the situation in his mind, at least. I do like the little transition where we see him having like after he gets out of Tartarus, we see him walking from one side of the screen to the other, and his like transition from like prison rags to now I got a sword to now I've actually got clothing to wear.
Um, technically, that would be a anti-villain because again, an anti-villain is a
You said
character.
anti-hero earlier, but whatever.
Um,
Whatever one we agreed upon.
an anti-hero is a character who has heroic personality traits or goals, but is ultimately the bad guy in the story. For example, an anti-villain may have noble goals, but the
I
means to attain it are evil.
I did say whichever one we had agreed upon last time, but you said anti-hero earlier. So I just rolled with what
Okay,
you said,
okay,
assuming you were
okay.
correct.
But he may be, according to that definition, Stain may be an anti-villain.
Probably. Whichever one works best. I don't look. Point is, he's good. Just uses obviously dirty methods, let's
Mhm, mhm.
say, to get there. And perhaps not all of them were as clean cut as he probably would have liked or we would have liked.
Especially because he uses a sword that always cuts clean.
I don't know, man. Those are some jagged edges. I'm not sure how clean that cuts.
Fair point.
But yeah, radio waves, blah blah blah, mentioning how all for one versus the one for all quirks might have more or less synchronization with each other. Not a lot of super important detail there that we haven't kind of just gotten the overview of already. Oh yeah, at least in my subtitles it said like that thing with twins. That was the line they had about it.
I think Mai said something kind of similar.
But yeah, 38 days is the main gist of the entire conversation, and that they got it via communication between the Shigaraki All for One and the original All for One. Now, the one thing All Might mentions that I do think is worth noting here is that, at least according to him, it seems like neither quirk would be able to go both ways, which implies to me that the thing I said earlier when this first showed up, that one side might be planning shit the other side can't know about or doesn't know about.
Hmm.
For instance, the new All for One inside of Shigaraki might not be too keen on letting the old consciousness take control. And we might have a fight between the two, of one trying to absorb the other,
Hmm.
or at least one trying to either absorb or the other kill the other side.
That might be interesting.
I
To
feel
see.
like, especially with that line from All Might, it's more likely than not that's gonna happen.
So, we might have a Shigaraki versus All for One battle, and then the winner will be the final opponent.
I would have, yeah, Shiggy for one versus original All for One.
The OG?
That would be my like situation of this is how it's gonna go down. One of them is, in one way or another, going to get rid of the other, whether that's via absorption or by killing them.
Unless something happens that we don't foresee.
I don't know, just in the way that the villain tends to work and how a story like this tends to play out, it makes me think there's not going to be a clean ending there. It's going to
Okay.
get messy before it gets clean, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm. Jumps in a mud puddle, takes a bath.
Still has mud in hair because it didn't wash hair well.
Hmm.
Anyway, final thing, we go to the UN where all of them are like, "Oh, for all
No, no,
like
no,
put
no,
it."
no. You missed something.
What
You
did I forget?
missed something. It's actually 3 days.
What do you mean 3 days?
Shigaraki's body will be complete in 3 days.
I was going to bring this up,
Ah,
yes.
okay. I thought this was a little bit earlier.
He might have said specifically 3 days. I was going to bring it up in reference to this.
Okay.
So, yeah, back to the UN, where they're trying to get the heroes here, and All Might's put in a request because he only has 3 days before the body is complete, and Shigaraki will probably launch his attack or what have you.
Mm-hmm. So they
Uh,
need to find a way to stall him
yep,
somehow.
yep. So he's like, bring in the heroes, and everyone there's like, but the paperwork, though. Plus, if we do it, all the criminals are going to start going nuts, or the gangs and what have you.
And what other one was there? There was Big Red Dot.
Big Red Dot, one from Egypt. I forget what his name was. Let me see if I can get it. Doo, 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 doo. Can't ignore the call from All Might. Salam, that was the one's
Oh,
name.
wait.
Egypt.
Okay, Big Red Dot appeared in Boku no Hero Academia World Heroes Mission.
All right, that was the one where they were in France or Italy. I forget which one. That was the
Uh,
movie.
yeah, the second movie.
Yeah, Big Red Dot's the lion dude.
Yeah, which might have, if my math is correct, been out about the time this manga chapter was around.
Ah, hence the reference to it. Got it. Kind of like around the time that One Piece Fell in Red happened, we had to bring Shanks into One Piece, even though it didn't make a lot of sense for him to be there.
Yeah.
Got to drum up that hype.
Hmm.
And of course, America was like, freedom, we need to get out there, and just said, fuck my hometown, I gotta go. Because it just straight up looks like fucking female All Might.
Yeah.
Like, she's big, she's strong. Her hair literally reminds me of All Might's, just longer. And
Uh,
yes, you were correct. It is Star and Stripe. My mind probably just added the S's because I'm so used to that.
and I was right. Chapter 328, which is the final chapter of this adaptation, was out October 4th, and World Heroes Mission came out August 6th. So, about the same time.
Yep. Gotta hype up the movie.
Yep, within like 2 months, it came out, so it's like, oh, this guy's still around. Remember him from the movie?
So here's the best part. Here's what I want to happen, just
Yeah,
for the joke.
yes.
I want Star and Stripe to show up, and I want it to be just like, who are you? I don't remember. When did I meet you? What year was that? Suddenly just having freaking he suddenly just becomes senile for a second. Just specifically revolving around her. I don't remember that. Could you please? Turns out he's a lot like Joseph and had an affair on the side. There's a Josuke back in America somewhere.
So overall, I really like this season.
It's a good. It's a solid season. I could have gone for a longer period of Evil Deku. The only thing I actually have a somewhat of a complaint about is like kind of the outsized role that Lady Nagant plays in that intro, because it makes it seem like she's going to be the big bad for the whole thing.
Even though she was only in like 2 or 3 episodes total.
I was going to say, yeah, about 3 episodes maybe out of like the, 13, 12, 13 that were in this half of the season.
14, 15, yeah, 12.
Yeah. For the 12 episodes that intro is in, she's only there for like 3 of them.
Yeah. Which half or core did you prefer more?
Say that again?
Which core did you prefer more half of the season?
Like the opening, or
No. Like as a whole, did you prefer the
Okay,
paranormal
got you.
liberation arc or the Dark Hero arc more?
I kind of have problems with both, if only because it felt like the paranormal liberation war felt kind of longer than it needed to be in retrospect.
Yeah, like the ending did drag a little bit.
Yeah, it felt like there was some padding in there, even if it is directly from the manga, right? Maybe in just the timing or how fast things were being animated for character movements. It felt like there were points where this was it kind of dragged, right?
Hmm. And then again, it was the Paranormal Liberation War arc was the final arc in the what's it called here? Rise of the Villains saga. So
Mm-hmm.
it may have been extra wind down because like saga ending and then new saga beginning.
Like how many episodes was the fight with Shigaraki? Wasn't it like five almost? Like almost half of that set?
4 or 5, somewhere in there.
Yeah, it felt really long
Yeah.
for something that feels like it should have been quicker. I don't know. I do like the Dark Hero arc because of how quickly it goes and how much it's willing to jump from thing to thing.
Hmm.
But I also think, it's not like that's also a weakness at the same time because it kind of feels like the start of it especially feels weird. Like there's points where it jumps into flashback where you could have just shown it in order without losing anything, it feels like.
Mm.
Now, granted, like I think you mentioned when that came up about like, oh, it might be different because you're waiting week to week for the chapters and whatnot. So there's that part. But in this case, like flipping around some of this would have made a bit more sense for a watching audience for the anime, I think.
Uh-huh. And I do know sometimes they'll insert a scene from like 6 episodes ahead just
Mm-hmm.
to make it flow just a little bit more so that you're not waiting 2 episodes just for like 3 minutes. But
Mm-hmm.
then again, just the way the framework of Horikoshi writing this in the way that he does write it, and maybe they feel like they need to stick with the order he did it.
I feel like minor things like that could be overlooked, right? Like whatever you do have to adapt it at least somewhat to fit better with your medium.
Hmm.
In this case, an anime versus the page turn of a manga. Um, I feel like if you're copying Horikoshi like panel for panel, you're kind of losing something in doing that because it doesn't translate as well as it would here.
Right, right.
Um, Hence probably the dragged on feel of the first half and then like the kind of weird jump around on flashbacks in this one,
Hmm.
right? Like when All Might had that freaking grenade thrown at him, right? How it's all of a sudden it was at a different angle and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah.
And we picked back up with him. It's like, wait, hold on. It was on the other side. What happened? I don't know. I think they're both fairly even, but they both have their problems. Like, there's not one that I feel is clear cut above the others. I like the Dark Hero art, I want to say more, because it looks dark and gritty and it looks kind of cool for him to experiment with those styles.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the same time, right, it's also like, but I liked seeing the others around, and all we really see is Deku here.
But this is Deku's story. I know that like other characters fill out the story and boost Deku up, but
This isn't Deku Academia, this is My Hero Academia.
yes, yes.
So that means the school.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's pretty even for me. I feel like you and I need to have at some point, because we did discuss this before, a final tally on our intros as of season 6 ending.
Oh, yes, yes. Which will be out sometime?
Oh, maybe we can do something extra one of the weekends we have a chance
Hmm. Hmm.
and put that out
Yeah, I mean, there's no real rush because season 7, which has been announced and teased at the end,
as expected.
and I did see there was, I think it was put up on YouTube or something, a minute long teaser for season 7.
I did see an article mentioning something about that being teased. I think it might be the intro song might have come out.
No, no, no. From what I've seen, it's just Deku talking about the final battle is here. Something, 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 something. He mentioned Star and Stripe, and then Boku no Hero Academia, Season 7, coming soon.
Ah, okay, all right, all right.
So it's just like hyping up that, yes, this will be the final battle next
It's
season.
coming, guys. I promise.
Yeah.
COVID's not going to slow us down this time, hopefully.
And because I know COVID was a thing that may have held out on it, but let me just doubly make sure here, like when some of the prior seasons were at. That's August 2019, starting. No, no, that was September 2018. I was looking at the American date for it. That was about 2 years, probably because of COVID, between 4 and 5. Between 5 and 6, there were 18 months, and between 3 and 4, there were a. Oh no, between 3 and 4 were about 2 years. So, do you think we will have an 18-month gap, or do you think it will be something more similar to a year gap, meaning it will pick up March, April of 24?
Hard to say. It could be either or. Who knows? Maybe they want to put more polish on it. Maybe they have a strict deadline. Although if they had a solid release date for it, I feel like they might have given it to us already if they're dropping a teaser at this point.
Okay, okay.
You know, like a tentative time, if nothing else. Like, summer of this year.
Mm. And between 5 and 6, I think I may have misspoke with all my numbers in there, but between 5 and 6, ending to beginning, there was about a year. So for all we know, season 7, if Horikoshi does end it in September to November, which is his current plan, I could see season 7 picking up April-ish of next year.
Sure, just like Mob Psycho was supposed to be 100 chapters.
Yeah, but then that wound up being like 99.1, 99.2.
Which technically isn't 100. That's more. Stop splitting hairs. I know what you're trying to do here, and you're cheating.
Yeah, I think he ran himself into a wall. He's like, I don't want chapter 99 to be 500 pages.
I've got more ideas than I have chapters left. Come on. Give me something.
I know! I'll make multiple chapter 99s! Nobody will know the difference!
99.9 point 99.9 99.95 99.75. I just can't stop.
Oh, 1-1-888-199-911-97725.
I can't.
You should watch the IT crowd.
There's a lot of things I should do that I probably don't.
That was a really good British series.
I keep getting told to watch either a series or watch a movie, and I'm just like, I don't have the time for all of these things that I'm being told I should do.
Well, not to tease our other stuff, but Brandon's Discuss Anime will be starting up again soon with season 11.
Might be a little bit of twist in this one, but yep.
Yep. And I think I may have one more episode of season 10 left to drop, even though it's
Oh
been.
my god.
Yeah, it's been so long. And I know there's some stuff that's been staying around for so long that I'm keep forgetting to post, but
Sam.
yeah. check out our other stuff. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe because
Wanna watch
roughly,
us stream games? Go check out Viva Gaming on Twitch. We're
yeah,
usually live on Wednesdays. What,
ish
7:30
to 10
Eastern?
Eastern.
Yeah,
Yeah,
7:30 East, 7:30ish Eastern.
yeah, because 95% of people who watch our video are not subscribed. Please subscribe. We would greatly appreciate it.
We would love you forever and ever.
Just like how you love Jiro and I love Toru.
Who?
Jiro, your best girl. I can't believe you forgot about your best girl.
I would never forget about Jiro. You keep talking about this Toru person. I don't know why you keep saying that's a best girl. That's just a fat sumo dude from Jackie Chan Adventures. Did you forget about Toru?
The kanji is probably different in their names.
Look, man. All right. I'm just saying. Toru does turn good. I don't consider Toru a girl, but if you like some gender swap Toru, go ahead. I'm not gonna mock you here.
You know, let me grab my phone. There's a picture I want to send you.
It wouldn't happen to be you flipping me off, now would it?
Maybe.
This is where you add it to the end of the video.
And just one quick thing that I just remembered. Not saying this in a who is she kind of way, but was that Momo with the wider neckline and the red skirt or red dress
Wait, where?
in the everybody talking to Deku scene? Because I'm like that's the only person who it could be, but because her hair wasn't in the explosion way that it normally is.
Yeah, her hair's down.
Okay, so that was Momo. Okay, just her hair being different kind of threw me off just slightly.
Was she wearing red? I didn't notice if she was.
Red lower half, like nightgown, whatever.
I'm trying to get a shot of it.
White pajama shirt.
Yeah, give me a sec here. I'm trying to find the picture because I didn't realize it was red. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah. It's a red red bottom. Yeah,
Okay,
right.
so, yeah.
I thought it was a nightgown at first. I didn't realize she had a lower half there.
You didn't realize she had a lower half.
Look, I thought she had a ghost tail. All right, it was transparent.
All right. Come back with us next season for more arguing the points, fighting over best girl, and discussing Boku no Hero Academia.
I think I won the points this season.
You probably did, but at least I got some.
I shall sit upon my point throne, even though it hurts. It hurts to be this right.
Catch everybody next season.
A point for all of you in my generosity.
Woohoo.
Not you.